So, yeah, Mark, please share with me about yourself and about your spiritual seeking journey.
Um, well, it's tough. Once you go down this road, it's kind of you don't even know where to start. Um, I guess I could say I guess when the first time I sort of realized I was a quote unquote spiritual seeker, which hit me kind of by surprise because, I'd heard that term many times, and I always thought that was somebody else. I always imagined people wearing beads, chanting, meditating, and that just was never really me. But I was watching, David Bingham.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was watching, some content on YouTube, and I came across a video of his, and I had already been down the rabbit hole. I had watched like Angelo DeLullo and oh God, everyone, every teacher. But there was a particular video, and I don't think I had ever seen David before, and he was talking about non-duality, which I had also heard that term. I didn't really know much about it other than just what it means intellectually. I thought it meant maybe everything is one, but didn't really know what that was referring to. But he used it. Kept talking about how he was a spiritual seeker, and like I said, I had heard that term before. And then it just dawned on me. I was like, oh my God, that's what I've been doing these past few years. It started as kind of like the way I think a lot of people start is like kind of self-help. I had gotten to a point in my life where, I'd wake up every day. I think this was back in 2018. I'd wake up every day and just feel um, just not, I don't even know, not complete, like something's missing in life, just not content. And I look around, I got a nice house, a roof over my head, I got money in the bank, I got a family, I got all the things that I was told I was supposed to accrue to have a happy life. And I was like, why am I waking up every day feeling like crap? And that kind of got me on. I started, researching the mind. Something told me it had something to do with my thoughts. And so, of course, I went down the road of trying to improve my thoughts, have better thoughts. I even dabbled in for a while the whole manifestation thing, which didn't really last very long. But and then I came across, Dr. David Hawkins.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I came across him, and it was still from kind of a self-help kind of thing, but there was something about what he was saying that even though I didn't really understand it, it really resonated. And that's, I think, what started me probably on the spirits, quote unquote, spiritual path, even though I didn't realize it at the time. And as I'm sure you know, the process just takes over itself. There's no more.
Yeah.
You might think you have a choice, but you don't, and it becomes clearer and clearer that people say go with what resonates, and you do that, and then it hits a day where you go, oh, I see, I've always been going with what resonates. That's all you ever do is go with what resonates in your life. So one day it might be, you might resonate with eating pizza, the next minute you might resonate with screaming at someone, the next minute you might resonate with smoking pot, and then the next minute you might resonate with, like some of your content that I saw. And Yeah, so it's just been it's been yeah, it's been a journey. The interesting thing is, the further I've gone down the path, the more sort of insight, even the life of the character improves, but at the same time the level of suffering, because it can't be hidden anymore, it just gets greater and greater. So this body has been basically under constant nonstop contraction and tension for the last, I don't know, 6 years, ever since this really spiritual seeking, I realized I was seeking. Um, have you heard of Liberation Unleashed?
Mhm.
So when I saw your content, which has been just within the last maybe month and a half, there was, for some reason, there was just a resonance. It's not, nothing against you. It's not like you're saying things I haven't heard before. It's just sometimes I think we're able to. I think as human beings, we're so inauthentic sometimes that when we see authenticity, it really resonates. And the last time I felt that was back, I think it was the end of 2022 when I learned of Liberation Unleashed. And for some reason, there was like, I need to do this. Or I realized it wasn't a choice. I was going to do it. And I went through their whole process where you get a guide and you do all that. And I never felt like there was like a quote unquote like shift, so to speak, but there was a difference in the sense that when I got through the process, I could clearly see the mechanism of the mind and the bodily sensations just playing off of each other. And that took all of the stickiness out of that. And basically, reactivity dropped off and seeking stopped for, I don't remember how long, but probably for a few weeks. There was just no need to watch any more videos, read any more books. And it was quite a relief. Um, and then, eventually, as you hear from most people, things started to creep back in. And then the suffering somehow grew more and more and more. I guess as things process through the body, the sort of escape. I realized looking back the last 20 years, I've been doing nothing but engaging in escape behaviors. I think I saw one of the first videos or shorts I saw of yours. I think you talked about like dopamine and stuff like that, that like kind of dopamine chasing dopamine hits. That's been what my life has probably been like since, my God, the last 15, maybe even more years. But that stuff, even though it still takes place, it doesn't work. And it's seen that it doesn't work. So I don't know. I've just kind of been last couple years in this sort of stuck space where I feel like I'm like 1 foot out and 1 foot in. Um, I the biggest realization that I had is that, and I know you're going to ask the question, why am I seeking? So I'll go ahead and answer it. Because I realized that the answer to that question would have been different depending on when you asked me. If you'd asked me 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago, it would have been a different answer. And for a while, it would have been, I have no idea. Or maybe I'd give some vague, I want peace. But now what's become clear over the last year or so is I am just desperate to be myself. Like I'm desperate to be authentic. And I realize that basically my entire life has been behind a mask, doing everything I can to not be authentic because of, I guess the one word I would sum it up would be fear. Fear of everything, fear of what people will think, fear of how, specifically, probably what my father would think, fear of failure, fear I'm not good, fear, just general.
Yeah.
It's like I'm so afraid of, not even of death, I'm afraid of life, actually, which is kind of funny. Um, and so there's just really this drive for authenticity and just seeing the recurring cycles. Like life has just been these recurring cycles. Like, so just a little context. I just left my job about 2 weeks ago. So I've been in most of my adult life, I've been in the hospitality industry, managing hotels. Not all of my adult life. There have been times I ran my own business, did some other things, but most of the time has been that, and did very well at it, made great money, great security, all kinds of stuff, all the stuff they tell you you're supposed to have. But to be honest with you, I hate it. Like I haven't enjoyed it since I was probably 19 or 20 years old, and I'm 45 now. And I keep forcing myself to do these things because of, well, just basically just fear in general, just fear of, what else am I going to do? Um, I don't know. You just get kind of typecast into one sort of area. And so anyways, I left this job, but this is now the third cycle where I've been through this, where I get to the point where I can go about 2 or 3 years now in one of these jobs, but the inauthenticity becomes so uncomfortable that just to get myself out of bed in the morning it just gets to a point where it's literally impossible, and then I just end up basically having to leave the job. And the funny thing is, the only thing that keeps me from doing that is the fear barrier every time. Like, how am I going to make money? What about, I have a little 5-year-old boy. What about our house? What about this? And the strange thing is, every time that I've done this, something, I would say, more aligned with where I want to be, something a little more authentic just comes along. And it's never me that does it. So, and the timing was great when I saw your content, because the same thing happened with Liberation Unleashed. I had done the same exact thing, just left the job, and right after that I came across this Liberation Unleashed, and for some reason there was just this resonance, this sense of, I need to just go, just trust your instinct and just go. And things turned out amazing. We ended up moving near the beach. We live near the beach. I mean, it's we live in basically in the middle of nature with animals all around. Yeah, that's kind of where I am, where I just now just go with whatever resonates. And there's this sense that there's something that's here. It's almost like this thing already knows what it wants to do. It already knows what it wants to do in any given moment. It already knows where to go. It knows the best path. It doesn't need a bunch of input from the mind and a bunch of input from other people.
Mhm.
And I'm learning little by little, or maybe not learning, but more and more that whatever that force is taking over. And whatever fears Mark has, it's fine, but Mark's kind of getting pushed aside for something that wants to express more authentically, I guess, is where I'm at. So I don't really know why I'm here, to be honest with you. I just kind of go. It's like a leaf in the wind, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Sounds like you've been through quite a journey.
Yeah,
A lot. Yeah. Hmm. Lots of learning, lots of exploration,
lots of fear.
lots of
Yeah,
fear, lots of
yeah.
feelings. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, these sessions are just about direct experiencing. It's not about any more
Yep.
learning or concepts. You've, you've, you've got enough of those already.
Yeah, I don't. Not interested in concepts and learning
Yeah.
anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we're just going to look at what's here, what's already here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions now, and you can answer any way you want. You can stay silent. You can share whatever feels right. But also try to see where the questions take you on the experiential level.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's just start by taking a nice, long, slow breath in and out. And what's here right now without any effort?
Everything. Everything is here without any effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's this constant ever-present sense of whatever I'm doing in any given moment is not what I'm supposed to be doing. So there's never there's this inability to just be. Um,
Yeah. And what are you
but
without
everything
that
is
story right now?
mm, nothing. Um,
And what are you without the observer of nothing?
there's no point in even trying to answer that. There's nothing that I can say. There's no answer.
Yeah. Yeah, just go there. What are you without that observer?
I don't know what to say.
Good. And so, what are you without your memories? What are you without your whole story? Just right now.
Just this. Um, Whatever, I don't even know what this is, to be honest with you. Just whatever this is.
Mm. Yeah. Can you find anything outside of this?
Mm, no, no. There's no way to know if there's anything outside of this. Even if there were, there'd be no way to know it. Um,
Yeah.
this seems very strange. Like I don't mean this conversation, just
Mm.
especially recently. I don't know. This place it just doesn't. I don't know, it's just weird. It's like a weird that this is here. Like it
Yeah.
just kind of seems like well, I don't know. Like simultaneously, this shouldn't be here, yet it is. Yet like I don't know. Like I'm out of concepts.
Yeah.
Concepts are exhausting.
They are. Yeah. And what's between should and shouldn't?
Yeah, any answer to that question is just another idea the mind came up with.
Yeah, they're both just thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now?
Um, More calm. I was for some reason, I'm not sure why I was nervous coming on this call. I haven't done many of these, so maybe that's why.
A
But yeah,
lot of people say that too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's now I feel quite calm, which I kind of mm, I don't know, sort of knew ahead of time that would happen. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Heart can feel the heart beating. Um, it's a little bit of tension in the gut.
Okay.
There's still the mind, the thoughts. It's pumping out thoughts, kind of like, well, is something going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. You know, that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right.
But
Right.
not much. Not. It's pretty quiet.
Okay. So what are you without the future?
I don't know what I am, but I know it's a lot more peaceful.
Yeah. If you don't refer to the next, what's here?
Just just this conversation with you, just the images, the visual field, I guess if you want to call it that. Quiet sensations. sounds, not very much sound, but
Yeah. And what's sensing that?
I don't know. It's not something I can quantify. It's obvious that it's here, something, but I can't quantify it. I can't put a box around it. I can't give dimensions to it. I can't give a location for it.
Yeah. Does it require a journey to be here?
No, no, it's automatic.
Does it need to
Yeah.
be maintained or efforted?
No, not again. Um, no. I mean, the mind will try to come in and say things, but without going to the a bunch of concepts. No. Um, it seems pretty astounding. Is kind of what I was getting at earlier. It's like lately the fact that this I don't know what word to use, but I'll use the word presence. That this presence, whatever this is, um, that it's automatically here. And I guess when you use the word I, even if you're referring to a person or a body, that it seems to be referring to that presence. It's like how could I be limited if I'm automatically existence? I don't know if that makes sense. Like I whatever I is, it's he. This presence is here. It's obviously here, even though I can't point to it as a thing. It's here, and I don't do it. Like there's not a I don't have to turn a hand crank or something to keep it going or flip a button. It's just there. That seems kind of astounding. Like
Yeah.
that would mean that whatever that is existence. Like it's not there's existence and then that comes about as a separate thing from existence. It is in some way existence, whatever that way is. I don't know. I don't know if this makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah. I'm following. Yeah. And can you find a distance between it and you?
No, no. I mean, if there's a me, so to speak, it would have to be it. I don't know. Uh,
Right. Is anything missing right now?
as long as the mind is not referenced, there's nothing missing. Only the mind. I can see. I can see in these moments like this, or even in self inquiry, there's a feeling of dropping sort of below the thoughts or prior to thought, where you sort of it's kind of like when when you ask those questions, there's kind of quiet, and then there's a noticing of the mind. But before a gross thought can come up, it's just that movement. It's like the movement of water, where you can see where it's starting to percolate up into a, like a thought. But as as that's noticed, it never actually really makes it there. It just kind of like settles back down. And it is it's quiet.
Yeah.
There's fear, or not fear, but there's, well, the mind labels it fear, but there's a little bit of tension in the gut, you know,
Okay.
which happens anytime I do any type of inquiry, anything like that.
Yeah.
It sets off some sort of alarm system.
Okay. So just go directly to it,
Hmm.
but take away the past and the future. Take away the I.
Yeah, it's interesting. There are moments, they're very brief, but there are moments where like even the image of you becomes more vivid and the sensation, like there's no distance. Like there's the sensation, there's this image, but these are just labels. It's just almost can't, it's almost like the sensation and say the image of you. There's no distance between those either. Um,
Mhm.
there's also the mind. I saw a conversation you had with someone not too long ago, and he was describing all these visual field changes, and the mind is pumping out stuff like that, hoping for something like that. You know how it is. So there's thoughts like that are popping up. Um, still wanting something to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And where's the I that's wanting?
there isn't one. It's just fabricated. It's just more thoughts. It's
Yeah.
just a mental reflection of the auditory field of a voice, and that says it's me.
Ah.
And then with that, sort of, there's a constant. I'm sure it's not just me, but there's a constant sort of very subtle mental overlay of, like, when I'm talking to you, there's a mental overlay of what my face looks like from a third person that's always kind of there in the background, sort of creating this, this sense of sort of distance.
Hey.
But
So
that's noticed.
what are you without that observer?
Without that observer, there's just these images, these sounds, sensations. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, take away the observer of all of that.
That question for some reason is triggers the mind more than the other questions. I'm
It's
not
very
sure.
direct. Yeah.
It because yeah, bec well, the mind immediately, what immediately keeps coming up every time you ask that is, how do I do that? How do I get rid of the observer?
Yeah. So what
Which
are
is
you
just
without the
another thought.
observer of those thoughts?
Just there's just phenomena. I mean,
Yeah. There's no answer really to it. It's
There isn't. No.
no.
I mean, I can come up with answers, but I immediately know. I mean, it's just seen immediately that it's just more mental regurgitation of programming that every person has a different set of programming and different cultures. So it's just regurgitating a bunch of nonsense.
And that's the value of these sessions, really, is that we're just kind of exposing that more and more. Because, in spirituality, we hear a lot about, oh, just notice the thoughts or just be aware. But that's still a mental position, that's still a doing for the mind. And so often it hides in that, it hides in the one that observes the thoughts, right? The witness. So take away all the words. What's here without that layer of interpretation of words and labels? And you don't have to answer right away.
I mean, the answer is just there's just this. There's just what's happening literally right now. And even to say the word now, even that, people say, be present, be in the now, but even that doesn't make a lot of sense to me anymore because you can't grasp that either. Just like you can't grasp the future, obviously you can't grasp the past, but I can't grasp the now because as soon as I grasp it's the past, it's just a thought.
Yeah. What's there to grasp? What's between grasping and not grasping?
It's funny. It's because like I want to answer these questions, but at the same time, there's just the instant just recognition. I can't answer it.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. The words just don't. They're meaningless. They
Yeah.
have no meaning. I mean, they
Exactly.
are they are meaning, but I mean, it's just the meaning that's given to it. There's nothing. There's nothing innately true about any of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all symbols,
Yeah,
holding on, letting go, what's here regardless.
there's something here that's just here. That's just its nature. It's here.
And what is here? What does that even mean? And take away the word here.
It's funny because there's a sense of location. There's a sense of here-ness.
Mm-hmm.
But for something to be here, there has to be a there.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can't know what's outside. If there even if there was something outside of this presence, I couldn't know that it's outside this presence. So where's the there to?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what that leaves me with, but
Well, what's between here and not here? They're both just thoughts. But is this moment inauthentic?
I don't even know. But at the same time, even to use the word authentic, I don't even know how that applies. It's just that it's just here. Like it's just
Right.
what's
Yeah.
I've never known anything other than whatever this is.
Yeah.
Somehow I've always known that, not like intellectually, but just feel deeply hypnotized.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the mind has been seen quite, it's been several years now that it became clear it's just hypnosis. It's literally hypnosis.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
we're
just
like in this language trance.
it's a trance and you can actually see yourself. You can see the trance sort of like these questions do that, sort of kind of pulls it away, but then you see like the gravity of it trying to say, figure out what she's saying, figure it out, instead of just maybe there's nothing to figure out.
Yeah.
And I'm exhausted. I'm tired of trying to figure things out. I gave that up. Um, for me, I think a big, not to interrupt you, but
Mm.
for me, it has felt like I'm seeking permission. I think it goes back to a lot of things with my parents who are very wonderful people, but my father and kind of this direction that I've moved is totally the opposite of my dad. Very intellectual, very everything is, you know, if you force life enough in these ways, you can make it be safe, and that just never rang true to me. And but there's like this thing of permission, like feeling like and there's sort of the sense that I have to give myself the permission to let go. Um,
Right.
but those are all thoughts, and that's
Yeah.
the hypnosis right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So where's the I that wants permission? What are you without this belief in permission?
I don't know.
What needs permission to be here right now? Right. What's between permission and no permission?
It's just this. That's the only thing there is. Whatever this is.
Yeah. Is there anything to be afraid of right now?
When there's no reference to thought or thinking, or concept, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no fear.
Yeah.
There's no need. There's no suffering. Yeah, I just want to rest. My whole life has been the opposite of rest.
Ah. And so where's the mask right now?
There isn't one.
Yeah. What do you without that story of inauthenticity? What do you without those memories?
I just don't know what to say. Sorry.
Oh, it's
It's
okay.
actually, to be honest with you, kind of sinks. There's just a sense of, the thoughts are still coming, the sensations are there, but there's an equanimity, and then there's no desire to answer the question.
Good. Beautiful.
Like, why go into that?
Yeah,
This is,
exactly.
it gets so calm and peaceful. Why the hell would I want to get into all that nonsense?
Yeah. It's like it's so clear. I don't want to muddy it by talking.
No. And there's a bit of a vividness every few moments, a little bit of like I don't, it's the only way I can describe it. Like the visual field all of a sudden becomes a little brighter,
Yeah.
um, less dull. It's almost like I've been living life dulled down, you know?
Yeah. Under the spell of
Yeah.
words and time.
Yeah. It's like when that equanimity comes about, there's just no desire to go back to the even though the mind's trying, it's pumping shit out. It's pumping out thoughts like, well, you should worry about this. And it's just kind of like, why would I wanna get into that?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the value of the direct experience. Because it bypasses the mind. It's understanding, learning. It didn't really, for me, it didn't work. It just
Yeah.
perpetuated the concepts of the next.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it just creates like looking back, it was the major suffering. Was not there was original suffering, and then the spiritual stuff on top of it. It's kind of like it's positive in the sense that you see the defense mechanisms. So those start to lose their power, but then what you're left with is all the mess that's left, and it's like times 10 times 100.
Yeah.
And then you try to add the intellectual side on top of it. It's exhausting. And you, like, for me, it's basically suffering plus exhaustion, leading, going in cycles, but leading to these, this point where it's just like more learning, more books. Like I gave that up a while back. Like more learning stuff just isn't. It's not. It's just perpetuating it. It's not doing anything but causing
No,
suffering.
no. It's just words trying to fix words by creating more words,
Words. Yeah.
right? It's just the mind talking to itself. You shouldn't be thinking this. What are you having thoughts? What are you having triggers for? Ah, I can't help it, right? But just take away the words. Can you find your identity right now? Without the words, can you find the I?
Without the words, it's all those concepts are meaningless.
Right? They're
It's
all made
just
up.
there just doesn't even I don't even know what a personality is if I'm without the words. What's a personality? I have no idea.
Right?
It's just something that was made up.
Yeah. Right? Without the past and the future, what is Mark? Where is he coming from?
It's just a construct. There's,
Yeah. What's here that doesn't need a construct?
I don't know. There's just something here that just is. It just lives. Whatever it is, it's just here. It doesn't need Mark's permission or anyone's permission.
Yeah.
In fact, Mark needs it to
Mm,
even be a concept,
yeah.
but we kind of get it the other way around, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you turn it off
The
just right now?
without going to the mind, no,
Well, if you stop noticing it, does it disappear?
no.
Mm. Yeah. It's like, where is there to escape to? Where else is there to go? Mind's looking for something more. This is like a sobering up. Like, oh yeah, I'm here right now. And yeah, the seeking impulse, it can, nothing wrong if it appears
Yeah,
again, right? It's just old patterns. And that's what these sessions are for. And that's what I support people with, just kind of clearing out the dust, clearing out the cobwebs, the beliefs will come up. We call them out. You kind of that reflex to go to the next,
yeah.
to
The
identify with
stickiness.
the thought. Yeah, it starts
This,
to weaken because you're no longer just bound to that tunnel vision of words. Like you could say like the portal of the eternal now moment opens up or is oriented to. And then the mind can scramble. Ah, I need my safety. I need to get somewhere. What if I'm not? But it's just what's it grasping onto? It's not grasping onto anything. It's just distracting itself with thoughts and imagining. So eventually that kind of stops making sense to do anymore.
yeah,
Right.
that's the space I've been in for quite some time now, where it's just, it, you know, it became clear a while ago that whatever was being looked for, so to speak, was just the mind making stuff up and then coming up with plans and ideas and schemes on how to get to something that it made up. So
Yeah.
it plays the robber, it plays the policeman, it plays the judge, the jury, the executioner, it plays all of it.
Yeah. The
It
victim.
says, do this activity, do this, do this, do this, and then you do the activity, and immediately it turns around and says, you're an asshole for doing that activity. Like it does,
Yeah.
and it's just words.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's kind of like this parasite that like takes over.
Yeah, the part that's so strange now is that how is it? I mean, this is how is it that it still seems to have such a hold? I guess, like you said, it's just habit.
Yeah, human beings are very adaptable, right? So if you do anything for long enough, it becomes just a pattern. But it's only a pattern, right? We can
Yeah,
change that. Like I
patterns.
use the example of the story of Pavlov's dogs.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like they ring the bell and then the food, and then they salivate.
Yep.
But eventually, when they kept ringing the bell and they didn't bring the food, the saliva did stop coming,
Hmm.
right? That reflex
Yeah.
dried up. And so that's kind of what we're exploring here is that impulse doesn't make sense anymore because you're not associating the food with the bell anymore, right? You're not associating the thoughts with a reality anymore. And yeah, maybe the saliva can come for the first little while or for a while. I don't know. It just see it as never ending unfolding. I'm still going through this. There's no landing point. There's no ending point, right? This is the end of seeking, but this isn't the end, right? Life still goes on and it can be very ordinary, very mundane. It doesn't have to be glistening and shining and perfect. And yeah, but the resistance just doesn't make sense anymore to it. The voice that's constantly trying to change something or get somewhere else. That reflex just
Doesn't have the same pull.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually it's like nicer to be sober than it is
Right.
to be high,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
high is like, you're grasping or you're tense and like, yeah, you got the dopamine hit
Yeah.
and you got energy, but it's like, I need more, right? But this is just clear and grounded and nothing else, nothing outside of it. I mean, can you find anything more right now?
Only in thought, and even that thought is just here. I mean, it's
Yeah,
thought isn't somewhere else. So even that, even the imaginings are still not an actual other place, or it's just here. It's just whatever this
exactly.
is.
Yeah, it's like a mirage. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, you see something, but it's not actually there, right? The
Right.
thoughts are there, they're telling a story, but the story is not actually real.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not a denial or a rejection of anything. It's just like a grounded clarity in the only thing that's happening. And now take all those words away. Take away any expectations. Take away the next.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's
Right.
just nothing to say.
No, there's
But
nothing.
not in a bad way, not a, the mind is, do you know who Paul Hederman is?
Mhm.
Yeah, he talks about like how sometimes, the mind is trying so hard to catch all of these pointers and divert attention, but somehow stuff makes it through, and the mind can't quantify, but there's something felt. Um,
Huh.
yeah, if I was asked to quantify it, I couldn't quantify it, but there's just like a sense that this. Um, I don't know how to put it in words.
It's just self-evident. It's just very obvious, but not a conceptual way.
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, yeah, no, definitely not conceptual. The mind is just right now is starting to kick on again and trying to say, no, no, yeah, nothing's going on here, nothing's happening, but it's just what it does.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's ever enough. You know,
Yeah. Right.
but there's a much more calm. There's no sense of urgency right now, and typically for me, it's there's always urgency no matter what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, working in hospitality, I
Oh,
can imagine. I
mm,
worked for many years in restaurants and service
oh,
industries like fine dining as well. And it's,
mm,
yeah, my aura ring was always like off the charts for
oh,
stress levels and stuff during service periods
and
and so much multitasking and then also needing to be very efficient and perfect and precise. And
yeah,
yeah, the system gets trained that way.
I appreciate you taking the time. I will probably book with you again.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, it really is very simple. It is. But yeah, you don't have to do this by yourself either. It's
Yeah,
just the best thing, just get out of the way. I don't have any takeaways for you. I don't have any more practices or things to say. Just get out of the way, let
yeah,
nature unfold. And yeah, I'm here to support that. I definitely usually always recommend at least a follow-up session
yeah,
or as many as you need. It's just, yeah, feel into what's right.
I will.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
cool.
thank you. I do appreciate. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm going to probably book again pretty soon here.
Okay. Yeah,
So I do
I do
appreciate it.
recommend.
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
You're
Come
welcome.
across the authenticity was immediate when I was like, if this person, and I don't do these things, I've only done this with like a couple other people over the last 5 years. And this one was just instantaneous. It was like, oh, if she does one-on-ones, I'm booking. So, and that
Oh,
was a month and a half ago when I decided that I just needed to wait till I had my son out of the house.
yeah. Oh, thank you
So
very much.
thank
Yeah, I
you again for
received
what you
that.
do.
Receive it. My
Yeah.
pleasure.